Friction as a force. When we rub our hands, they get warm because heat is produced due to friction. Similarly, the ball stops after some time because the surface on which ball rolls exerts a force on rolling ball. Let us discuss about this force of friction. Friction and its uses. Friction plays an important role in our daily life. It is the force that comes into play when two different objects come in contact with each other. It either slows down or stops the moving objects, or frictional force always acts opposite to the direction of motion. If the surface is smooth, the friction is less, and if the surface is rough, the friction is more. Uses of friction. Friction is useful to us in many ways. The friction between our feet and ground makes possible for us to walk. We cannot walk easily on slippery ice, wet floor, or a very smooth floor because there is less friction. Friction between the road and tires of vehicles makes them move on the road. Friction between the paper and pen helps us to write on the paper. Friction helps us to hold a pen or pencil in our hands. We could not hold a pen or pencil in our hands without friction to write. An eraser uses friction to rub off pencil marks. Matchstick burns when it is rubbed against the rough surface. Harmful effects of friction. Friction also has some harmful effects. Friction can wear out soles of shoes, tires of vehicles, and machine parts. To avoid machine parts from getting damaged due to friction, they are lubricated or oiled. Lubricants reduce friction. Friction between two surfaces generates heat. Heat produced due to friction can cause damage to machines. Reducing friction. Rough surfaces have higher friction than smooth surfaces. To reduce friction, we can make the surface of the object smooth. Lubrication. Lubrication or oiling is important whenever we want objects to move over each other easily. For example, lubricants like oil and grease help the parts inside engines to move smoothly. Powder. Sprinkling powder on the surface of an object also makes it smooth. For example, when we sprinkle fine powder on carom board, the friction is reduced and the striker and coins move smoothly. Polishing. We can make a surface much more smoother by polishing. Polishing reduces friction. For example, it becomes difficult to walk on a wet surface or a recently mopped floor. Frictions in our daily life. Friction stops a speeding car when we apply brakes. Soles of some shoes have studs that increases friction and helps in firm grip with the ground. That is why athletes and sportsmen prefer shoes with studs. Friction helps us in writing.